Today I'm looking at a Ford with a 1 litre EcoBoost engine. This one's got a problem with the engine light, the oil light engine oil light coming on when it's hot. When the car is hot, it starts to flash the engine oil light. So what I'm doing is going to change the oil. Oil is already full. Wasn't low on oil, but the car even starts to misfire, but if you switch it off and let it cool down, it goes okay again. So first thing I'm going to do, these are bad for the timing belts, being a wet belt in the engine, breaking up and clogging the oil strainer. So before I go too far and do a timing belt, I'm going to unclog the oil strainer, put a new oil and filter on it, see if it stops light flashing. So that's just the backstory there. What I've done is a couple of bolts here that you see, these little 10s, a couple of little 10s on the heat shield. The 4 there, one of those was a 13. They go into this cat. The lambda probe's screwed out of the cat. The heat shield off. The cat is over there. And the last bolt for this is here, right where my finger is. That's easier to get out from underneath once you've got the con compressor out the way. So there's the aircon compressor just dangling down. Then you can get to the bolts. There's a couple at the bottom of this exhaust here, just draining the oil. And back there, the other side of the subframe, just to the right of the axle stand, you'll just see the exhaust center bracket hanging down. It gave me a bit more free play. I couldn't get the 2 nuts loose there, so I decided to leave them. It was the next easiest thing, instead of undoing them, was just to undo them. It gives me a bit more room here. So I'm draining the oil now. Got 3 bolts in this, 1 there, 2 at the top, and that's the aircon compressor. Obviously the belts had to come off. The fan belt or the drive belt is a busy road, so hopefully it's not going to take me too long. The main thing is, if I can take the sump off and it's blocked at the strainer, because it doesn't matter how many oil changes you do, the strainer is still going to get blocked because the oil goes through that way first, right? From the pickup from the sump. And it all clacks there, a bit like hairs getting stuck in the plug hole of a shower or something, you know, the drain hole in a shower. What we need to do is get this sump pan off and see if it's blocked, and if it is, unblock it, put it on with sealant, new oil and filter, build everything up again and see, do we have an engine oil light? If not, then it's worth going ahead and doing a timing belt on it. But I wouldn't do all that first and then say it's no better. So that's what we're doing today. I'll get you another shot of the strainer once I get the sump out the way. There we go, it's the sump's off. I had to wedge a screwdriver in the corner. Little screwdriver, tap away. It's got dowels here, so we have to pull this down here. As for the bolts, there's 2 13s that go that way into the gearbox. All the rest are 8mm. You're not going to get the 13s mixed up with the 8s. And the 8s are, there's 3 different sizes. There's short, medium, or long, but both longs are the same length, all 3 mediums are the same length, and all the shorts are the same length. There's no way you're going to get those mixed up, because they're just not going to screw in, or they're going to stick out too much, right? So you don't need to stick them in card or anything like that for the sump. So now I don't know if this is going to show it, but I'll try and show you. You see it? See all that gunge in there? That is what we're going to clean out. There's the rubber belts. The one for the oil pump doesn't look too bad. They both don't look bad from what I can see. But yeah, I'm going to clean that out so it's spotless with a pick and with brake cleaner. And then seal it up, put it all back together again. It's worth showing you this. As I was poking about with a screwdriver, it's actually absolutely blocked, so I definitely have enough to take out there. And Hopefully that's all the problem is with the oil light. Here's a picture of it now that it's been cleaned. The best I can get it. It's as clean as I can get it. And here's some of the stuff that came out of it. See it there? All of that gunk came out of it. That's what it looks like now after a good clean. That's ready to get some sealant put in there. Let it sit for a couple of minutes. I'm going to clean up the bottom of the engine block as well, so it's just as clean. Then I'll put that on, bolt it all up and change the oil. I'll not change the oil, I need to put oil in it. Already drained the oil. One thing I wanted to say was the strainer is going to pick up all that gunk. Doesn't matter how many oil changes you do. That's where the oil goes, through the strainer. It's pumped from the bottom of this sump pan or the oil pan. It's all got to go through there, so it's going to stick on it. So it doesn't matter if you do loads of oil changes or not, you're still going to get this problem. Okay, now I'm going to start the car up and see if that was all beneficial. I'm hoping it is. I got enough gunk out of there that would explain why the oil light was flashing. Only did it when it got warm, when the oil was a little bit thinner. Must have been good enough pressure when the oil was that little bit thicker. When it was cold, I've got to back the car up a little bit to get my wheel chuck out from the back wheel. I like to usually let these stay, you know, to let the sealant set. Well, it's on. A little rattly when it started until the oil light went out. That's to be expected. Don't want to leave it running too long, but I'm going to let the guy drive it after it's set. Just want to check there's no initial major oil leaks. There shouldn't be from the sump, but I always like to let it sit for longer. So I'm going to check that there's no oil leaks. And that's this one done. There's no light on. I'll reset the service light and write a service book for him. But yeah, there's no oil leaks. I'll check it under the thing, make sure there's no oil leaks. But that's it. Takes a while to move the exhaust out of the way and get the sump off. Clean it all up properly. But if there's anybody in the St. Austell area in Cornwall needing a hand with the car, mobile mechanic, give me a call. Thanks for watching.